Hello and welcome, my name is Ajaxpost, and as you can see we're back here in Evil Democracy 1932 for our second look at this brand new game which was released into early access just 2 days ago. Yeah, so it is kind of fresh, as it were. They have actually already released, I mean this often happens when games are released to early access, there's a flurry of new updates just to address the obvious issues that are raised and found when you suddenly get a lot of players playing the game. And that's what's happened. They've released an update. It doesn't do much, but it does improve the support for non-English languages. So there's symbols and characters for French, Spanish, Chinese, Japanese, I think. A variety of languages which weren't properly supported in terms of the character set. They've also made another interesting little change, which we spotted the last episode, the first look at the game. They've now added what they're calling video quality, but I'd rather call screen resolution, something like that. So you can go from the typical 1280 all the way up to 3840 by 2160. I'm going to stick with the resolution of my monitor, which is at 1920. Now they've added all those extra foreign characters in, apparently, but we still cannot get a space in our name. Yeah, unacceptable. I'm sorry, that does have to be fixed. I'm going to get more and more annoyed about that every time I play this game. That's the settings. One other little thing here, actually there's two. One of which is I hadn't paid any attention when I recorded the first episode, but Mr. Phosphorek, while he was watching that video, noticed this screen. This is not a map of Europe as anybody would recognise it, really. I'm not quite sure what these countries are, where they are, whatever. But, okay, so this is probably France down here. This looks a bit like Germany, Belgium, Holland, the Netherlands, Austria. Yeah, it's I don't know what these colours mean, but yeah, that's weird. So, not exactly accurate. And the other odd thing is, on the save load screen, why have they called load old save download? Not entirely sure. Maybe they're thinking this game was designed or would be designed for a platform which works entirely off the cloud, off the internet. Yeah, I'd try and hide that if I were you. I mean, who wants to play a game that hasn't been designed particularly for use on the PC? Yeah, not me, for one. Anyway, right, as you can see, I've played forward a bit. And I'm not going to go straight to that save just now. I'm going to sort of go back to where we left off at the end of the last episode and attempt to show you what I've discovered, because I made a few newbie mistakes because there is no real tutorial for this. There's a training session which takes you through which buttons to click for certain things, but doesn't really explain the mechanics of the game particularly. So we will start where we left off. Turn 2 for the Social Credit Party in the UK in roughly 1932. Well, I love these screens actually. The music, which you may barely be able to hear behind me, is a bit modern, not really 1932, but those images are really, really nice. Nice touch. Okay, so this is our main screen, and it still moves around for no good reason whatsoever. Yeah, that needs to be stopped as well. Okay, so where are we? We have got our leaders. Here we are, we'll use this. So we've got our party leader who is kind of running the newspaper, and he's got really good credentials. His attributes are really spot on. We have got that's hiring journalists. Our editorial team up here. We've got 2 members of our team for running leaflets and newspapers, and we've got people doing jobs. Actually, is that the same people? I think they're possibly different people doing interviews and finding compromising material on the Conservative Party. Well, that shouldn't be difficult. We can't print a newspaper just yet because we don't have any articles to add to it, so we're not going to do that. We're waiting on our dogma, our reformism ideology, our policy. That will come through in about 19 turns. Oh, the other little thing they have changed, actually it's quite a big thing really. In the UK, if you're playing the UK, our election is after 250 turns from when you start. It did say up here in the top right 450 or something, which is kind of the maximum for, I think, Germany or somewhere, whichever one of the other scenarios anyway. What players found, who've obviously played this a lot further forward than I have, is that when you got to turn 250, the UK scenario kind of stopped, because that's when the election is, but there was no resolution to the scenario. So they have addressed that, so that comes up properly. Okay, if we go to the map, activists and agitators, we'll just go to this. So that's agitation. Again, this is a slightly odd thing here. I'm not sure what these numbers mean. 11 place by total number of agitators. 11 is that 11th place? Who's in 11th place? These stars here, what do they mean? Are they the importance, the number of voters, or your party representation in that area? I don't know. Now these red bars here, I believe, refers to the number of agitators you've got working in that area. In fact, as you can see there, if I go to this one here, it says there for the southwest, I have got 0 party agitators, 0 all agitators, 1488. Now the agitators are going to be your foot soldiers, as it were, in the political war, and you're going to need those to spread your message against and compromise the message from the other parties. So we really perhaps ought to employ some agitators to get going on that, and they sort of enhance the message of the newspaper. So we don't have any yet, so perhaps we ought to employ some. So let's go back to our headquarters. The staff, these are the agitators. Now this is one of the first things I saw when I got the game and was starting to play it, is I do not like this dialogue box at all. You decide how many agitators you want to hire. So we're hiring just over 1,000. They cost me 808,000. No, sorry, 808,000. They will cost me on a salary basis 53.9, and our income, which we're getting from our sponsors and whatever else, is going to be 83. Now you can compare that to the figures here, which are sort of greyed out here. If I come out of here, actually, can I come out of here? I can. Yeah, so there's our budget, there's our per turn income from our sponsors. So those are the figures that are going to change when we hire our agitators and any of these other people. Or in fact, anyone for that matter. Okay, so if we go again for our 1,000... Do we want 1,000? Well, we're a small party, so we're going to need quite a lot of people on the ground. Let's go for 1,017. That's a nice number. So our hiring cost, our income after hiring, it's going to be 86,000. I could hopefully cope with that. And we have just over 1,000. But the agitators in the country as a whole are 52,000. Oh, so, well, I'm very poor in that sense. Now I can hire nearly 7,000 agitators at a cost of 5 million, which would be my entire bank balance, and I would then be running a negative income. So yeah, let's not do that. We'll be bankrupt before the day's out. So yeah, but I'm one of lots of parties, so the fact there are 52,000, we'll try and deal with that. So can I get 1,017? What would be nice is if you could type in there a number. So I don't like sliders generally, because they're not precise enough for a cack-handed fellow like me. Okay, now if I click higher, there. Why has it said 994? I don't want 994. I wanted 1,000 something. Oh dear. Okay, that will do. Right, if I hire those. Ah, right. Looks like the update has changed that, because that was a problem I had in the first version of the game we got, was I would click on hire and it would beep as if I'd hired these people, but that dialogue wouldn't disappear. It just sort of sat there, and it was very confusing as to know what you'd actually done. So it looks like they've improved that. Well done, thank you. I was about to complain about that, and I don't need to now. Right, so those agitators, we need to put them to work. So are we going to send them? We'll send 50% of them out, equally to all regions. Again, I wish I knew what these stars and stuff meant. Do they relate to us? So if I actually click in the East Midlands, right, okay, so I can see here with date 2 out of 250, the Conservatives have got the most voters, and we're right down there near the bottom, underneath the Northern Ireland Nationalist Party. Oh dear, oh dear. Well, we are very much a fringe party, to be honest. So that's that. So how does the Midlands compare to, say, if we got another one with, well, let's say Scotland North. Yeah, again, it's difficult to know quite. I think all these figures are pretty much standard. They're just proportional across the country. Well, okay, what I'll do is I'll send 50% across equally to all regions. Does that make sense? I've no idea. We'll send them out. Right, and there you can see the tiny little blue bars encroaching on the red here. Can we assume the red is the Tory party? Okay, as it says there, there's 33 of my agitators out of 1,800 in total. Okay, so that's that job done. Anything else to notice here? Nothing's happened yet. We've not printed a newspaper. Let's go to the next turn then, shall we? Yeah. Ooh, right. Printing. We're not going to do that. Can we add another? No, we don't have articles to write yet. Oh. Okay, I preempted the game. It says hire any number of agitators and start agitators, or send agitators to start campaigning. Could we do more with more of those? Notice these numbers have changed now. 10 posit by total votes. No, that doesn't make sense to me, I'm afraid. No, is that the position I'm in? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm in position 9 there. In the West Midlands. Okay. And the Southwest. In the Southwest, I'm in the same position. What about 11 here in the Southeast? The Southeast, thank you. Yeah, I'm in the same position there. Again, I don't know what's going on. So, should we send some more agitators in? Oh, let's get a few more, shall we? As long as we keep our income fairly good, fairly positive, I'm okay with that. So let's hire, say, another 261, which is as good a number as any, I suppose. There they go. And I'll go back to. I do wish this main screen would not wander around. So let's send them out. 50%. So at the moment I've got I've got 1.3 people. They're not busy. The ones not occupied are 802. Now, interesting thing here is that in green here at the top, I've got the number of citizens attracted by the agitation. Again, slightly dubious English, but I think we understand what that means. So I've raised 4,500 new voters potentially through my agitators' activity. So if I send 50% of that out, yep, that's good. So I've sent more out. We've now got 58 around the country. That's good. Anything else we can do? Voters. Votes from the electorate. Oh, this is okay. So this is mine. Yeah. So these are my sponsors and the influence on the commission. I'm not quite sure who the commission are. Right. Okay. Sponsors. The how's that different to voters? That's party influence. Votes from sponsors. Votes from the electorate. Party. I've no idea really. These look like much the same numbers. Where's Central Scotland? There it is. Yeah, they're just organised slightly. Oh, of course you can. You can change these, can't you? I noticed that in the previous episode that they do allow you to sort the data, which I heartily approve of. I'm very, very happy with that. So, okay. Activists. We don't have any activists out there because the game hasn't asked me to send any out. Alright, my voters. Okay, 3,000. Okay. So we've not printed anything yet. Right, that's cool. Right. Let's see what happens if we go next turn. No, nothing to write home about. Right, okay. Hire 3 more journalists. Okay. Oh, my voter number appears to have gone up. 39,000. Oh, agitation. Yep, just over 5,000 people have decided to vote for the Social Credit Party. Brackets UK. Okay, that's fine. I think I organised a demonstration, didn't I? I thought I did in the last episode. So, can we target where's our region? Where's our votes? Our best votes are in Yorkshire and Humber up there, and the southwest down there. That's not helpful, is it? And the northeast. Okay, so yeah, up here is kind of our core demographic, I think. Oh, there's a help text then, was there? Are you going to tell me anything? Or have I oh, the opportunity. Okay, influence on the commission is the opportunity to influence the results with the help of activists. Opens up 3 turns before the start of election. Okay. Right, so on the eve of election, you can send out activists to have a more direct impact on the election. But the curious thing here is, why is it telling us that the activists do that when we're already sending them out and there's over 200 turns to go before the election? Oh, hang on, something here's changed. Votes for move. Votes. What's votes for move? Is this map changed? Okay. It's up there. Right there it is. I'm still not happy that I understand what's being said here. Click on that. I'm still in the same position, regardless of whether it says 8 or 11. I don't understand what this votes for move mean. Okay. Right. Okay. Right. So, clicking on these buttons at the bottom does alter what this display here tells you, although the actual detailed data is pretty much the same. So the voters is citizens for... Okay. For a something or other. So in Wales, I have got 2,345 voters out of 2 million something by the look of it. In the southwest, oh, it's a slightly better percentage by the look of it. Nearly 4,000 out of 1.9 million. Okay, that's slightly better. And West Midlands. Ah, okay. So maybe the 8, 11, 10, those numbers reflect kind of the relative vote I have, because that I would do the maths, but I'm doing very, very rough maths in my head, and it is so many years since I last did mental arithmetic, as we used to call it when I was at school. That looks like a better percentage than in Wales, for example, or indeed in the southwest. So that, I think, is what's going on. And the East Midlands, yes. Okay, so that's reflective of the number of votes. Right. Okay, sponsors. So magnates for a rich people for a something or other. Be nice if it said. So we've got loyal sponsors, 1%. 1%. Oh, that's better up in Yorks. 2%. Okay, yeah, so this position here isn't talking about vote distribution. It's talking about your position within the sort of all the parties in those regions. Right, okay. Activists. Everything's pretty much... Oh, yes, I've put no activists out. That's right, that's fine. And agitators. Yeah, I'm bottom of the pile. What if I send them all out? Send them all out. Go. Okay, and I dare say that... Ooh! I'm in position 10 in the southeast. Remarkable. Oh, you can zoom in a bit on the map. Okay. Wasn't I 10 somewhere a moment ago? Oh, 10 in the south. Oh, hang. What am I looking at? Oh, that's votes. I want agitation. There you go. Again, I'm not entirely confident. One thing to note, we've now got plus 5.3 thousand new voters by the look of it, which is good. The protests, I'm slightly confused about. Let's go back to our headquarters. Where was the protest thing? I thought we had set up a protest somewhere. Oh, okay, maybe I didn't. Well, we'll leave that for the moment until the game suggests I should do it. Anyway, it wants me to hire 3 more journalists. Not quite sure why, but we'll do it anyway. Let's get a pool of 10 to choose from, shall we? That's going to cost me 2.5 grand. I'm okay. I've still got 4 million in the bank. Go. Right, so what do we want? Do we want it right now? Sorry, some sort of slogan occurred to me then. I'll try and stop doing that. Oh, you're quite good at newspaper, Donald Sherman. And you're not that expensive. You're a bit rubbish at most other things. Okay, we'll hire you, Donald. We want investigators and interviewers, I think. We haven't got a really great investigator. Interviewers, yeah, you're okay, I think, here, Henry. And you're good at leaflets too, so we'll take you. Oliver, you're a bit pricey. I suppose we could. Or do we want... You're the best investigator, aren't you? I think, Dennis. Hang on, can I just quickly click out of there and go to my editorial team? So what have we got? Your investigation and your interviewing. Investigation is okay there. Could do with a better investigator. But no, 7 is the best we've got there, I think. So No. Leaflets and... Oh. So leaflets is 10. Newspapers. Okay, we've got leaflets and newspaper. So we've got a really good interviewer. Okay, who is good at leaflets. So if we've got someone else who's good at leaflets. Yeah, one of you guys. Yeah, Oliver Graham. Thank you. You can join the team. Right, do we need to give them tasks? Do we need to? I think we should. I'm not quite sure what these slots here mean. They cost me $500,000. They've got really good news. Actually, you're a better newspaper chap, aren't you? Okay, let's open that slot, see if that does anything interesting. Yeah, so let's pick our man Donald for that. And you can do another interview. Oh, we've only got the one guy to interview, have we? Which is our party leader. And he's already being interviewed, I think, by our man here. Does it tell us what he's doing? No, it doesn't really. Okay. Well, let's set our interview on him as well. You can interview him. Okay, and actually, if we take you... No, we'll leave you on the interview. I'm assuming these red bars here are saying how far they progressed in their task. Okay, we've got compromising... We're searching for compromising material on the Tory party. Shall we try... the Labour Party? Because we are trying to beat both of them, basically. So let's try that. Let's see what that does. Okay, the quality of... okay. Right. So, in our newspaper... Sorry, that's the report. I was looking at newsprint and then I've decided to go here. Okay. So let's print. We still have no articles to add. Okay. I think then we should go next turn. Ooh, look, our voters are up to 45,500. Very impressive. Aha! So we have compromising material on the Conservative Party. Let's actually just, before we go into that, our editorial team here. I'm guessing that started again. I'm guessing. Yeah, it'd be nice to know if you could see here what they're actually doing. Yeah, right click and hovering doesn't appear to tell you anything. No, that's disappointing. Right, so appoint another leader to the post of what? Oh, a leader to... Right, yeah. Not quite sure why he's... I'm sure I hired someone to do that. Right, you're going to cost $1.5 million. Sorry, $1.25 million. I'd like to drag this out of the way. I just love dragging dialogue boxes. I'm sorry, it's a thing I do. Okay, we're looking for someone to handle strikes and protests, presumably. So, what are these good at? Oh, it's charisma we want, isn't it? In front of a crowd. So it's one of these two characters, I reckon. And to be honest, I mean, you are clearly the prime candidate. You're better at everything than anyone else, more or less. Okay, so your determination isn't quite as good as his. Actually, you are quite good, you, Robert Cannon. Although your charisma is a little bit less. Yeah, I think we'll go for Basil Burke. You're hired, my friend. Bonus 71. Good. Right, so we've hired you. Can we then start a protest? Where's the map? There you go. Protests. Oh, we've got a liar. We've got a leader in place. He looks a little bit like Trotsky, I think, but no, let's not dwell on that too much. Oh, the release of demonstrations will automatically repeat itself. Okay, we don't want that. I think if we want to go into... right, so this will cost us... Oh my goodness, that'll cost us 2 million. Yikes. Our budget is just over, well, just under 2.5 million. That's a bit pricey. Let's not do that. Let's wait a turn. Okay. Oh, okay. So we have got 2 articles for our newspaper. We have got glorification of our leader. We have got compromise. And that's it. There's nothing else available to us to print. So how many of these do we want? We can't do leaflets because we don't have any promoters at the moment. So we'll leave that. That will cost us that's 50. Oh, 5% of your funds. Ah, okay. Optimal circulation. Oh, that's interesting. That does make a difference. Okay, so I'm not sure where we're printing this or where we're distributing it. So because new voters 3.2 to 7.9, new sponsors 33 to 80, but if I click optimal, those numbers go up dramatically. So total price is 1.7 million. It's already taken it out of my budget. Right. Okay, no, I think it's talking about this. Okay, let's just do that. 25. Yeah, there's some data here I'm not entirely sure of. We're not doing leaflets. No, we could do leaflets. But we don't have any promoters. Okay, we're going to need to hire promoters, aren't we? Not quite sure. Oh, printer circulation of 1 million newspapers. Oops, I didn't do that, did I? Never mind. And that's gone there. Odd. Editorial team, your guys are still working. Our staff. Oh! It's already hired 790 people for us. Yikes. And our per turn income has dropped substantially. Hopefully, by printing that newspaper, we will gain more supporters and sponsors. Okay, let's go next turn. Oh yeah, our income has increased. Yeah, 48,000. 74,000 voters. Excellent. Right, so how does the map look now? So voters. Right, that's okay. Not so good. The Conservatives are well ahead in some respect. That's probably over the entire country. And my position is unchanged, really. Oh, hang on. These numbers aren't in order. And Oh, you can sort this table. Excellent. Ah, right. So I am up in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th place. Aha. Right. And I am in 11th place, presumably, in here. Yes, I am. It'd be nice if there's a little symbol on here, like there is on these other dialog boxes. A little arrow to say you can sort each of these columns. Okay. Nothing much new happening there. Sponsors. Oh, I'm doing very well here in England. 6th place. That's good. That's good. Okay. So I'm getting more money from those people up there. Oh, and up here too. Yeah, the more north I go, apart from the southwest, obviously, I'm getting money from sponsors. Result, activists. I don't have any. But then again, nor does anyone else. Agitation. I'm kind of falling behind here in the agitation stakes. But okay, looks like we're going somewhere. These okay, so is this telling me that I will gain that many voters and that many sponsors by spending that amount of money? Because if I'm spending 2 million to gain just 43,000 voters when I could gain 132,000 over here, that's poor value for money, I think. We'll leave it till next turn, I think. And let's go back to our headquarters and get our progress report up here. Printed newspapers, 150,000. 2 articles, yeah, we saw that. That's good. Voters, ooh, getting best results in Wales and Northern Ireland. Oh, and less so Scotland. Interesting. I do wish that background would stop moving. Income is coming from there. That's good. Yeah, if you click on any of these things, it shows you exactly the same information. Okay, that's cool. And you can't click on any of these things down here. That report is that same report. And print. Oh, yeah, we can't print another newspaper until 5 turns have gone through. And our staff. Yeah, that's all that. The editorial team. You're still working. Excellent. With any luck, we'll have 3 or 4 articles for our next newspaper and leaflet flood. Okay, that's really nice. Thank you. I think we'll call that a day. I think we're getting there. There were a few things I noticed in my earlier run through, which I did off camera before this latest update came through, which they appear to have improved on. So apart from the lacking the space in the Hall of Fame name thing, I'm feeling better about this. So yeah, they're making progress. I think it's still a bit clunky. I think we could do with more information on what's happening. One thing I'd like to see really is a graph. I love graphs. Okay, I love data, but I also love graphs because data can be impenetrable until you can see it in context, and graphs often give you that context. So it would be nice to see the growth in voters, or the growth in sponsors, or the growth in income, or indeed the budget collapsing as you spend it all as a graph rather than just numbers. To be able to sort of check back and see historic data in the context of where you are now, so you can see whether you're improving, if any of the decisions you make are actually improving your situation or causing you to fall back against the competition. That graph I think would really help on that. Other than that, I think there's still some help text that would be handy. So, some further clarification of quite what each of the options does. And what the other thing I was thinking of, which has just gone straight out of my head, when I'm trying to think of something, I immediately say something different which occurred to me first, then the first thing I thought of, and now I'm starting to waffle a bit, aren't I? Yes, I should stop doing that. I really should. Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say, but apart we're talking about help and stuff. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the bad English. Yeah, yeah, some of the, particularly on the map, it's not at all clear what we're talking about. 11 positive. That might just be a translation error. So hopefully that will improve. Oh, actually, I just noticed while you hover over these, if you look down the right-hand side, it tells you what the party positions are. Also, Labour are best in the northeast and the northwest. Okay, the Liberal Party. Oh, the southwest isn't a Liberal Party stronghold back there apparently. Northern Ireland. Dear. Conservative Scotland. My, how things have changed. Right. Anyway, yes, I was drawing this episode to a close, so let's do that, shall we? Thank you so much for joining me today in this second episode, this second look at Evil Democracy 1932. If you've enjoyed this episode, it'd be great to hear from you. A thumbs up, a like would be lovely, but even better, if you've got any thoughts, ideas, anything you feel about the game or what I'm doing with it, or any suggestions, if you've actually played it forward a bit more than I have, it'd be great to hear your experience. So just drop a note into the comments box below, that would be awesome. And of course, if you've not yet subscribed to the channel, you could do that now. And that way you'll know when I upload another one of these, or indeed any of my other Let's Play series. But from me, Ajaxpost, here in Evil Democracy 1932, until the next time, bye bye for now.